Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Lars.
And welcome back to Going In Raw Overrun. That's right. It is the show that we do after... I got a delivery coming. Track my shipment. Let's see where shipment is.
What shipment is this?
It's a batch of posters. I'm going to start selling the Fragile Prophet, the other comic book. And so I whipped up a poster for it. Let's see here.
Cool.
It's on the delivery truck. It's in Rockland right now.
Oh, groovy.
So that's cool.
It should be to your house today then.
Yes. Or here. I forget where I have it sent to. I think I have it sent to here.
Oh.
Where is it going?
I don't know.
Tracking number. Let's find out.
Shipping address.
It is going to, I'm pretty sure I had it sent out to here. Orange. Oh, to Orangeville. That's home.
That's your home.
This is Fair Oaks.
Yes,
not home.
Not home.
Anyways, what do you think of today's episode of Going In Raw?
That was fine. I feel much better today than I did yesterday. I don't have hiccups, so that's good.
Yeah.
I had hiccups a lot last night, just on and off
Really?
all day. Yeah, I think because my tummy was still bugging from all the booze. That like I'd try to burp and it wouldn't come out, and it would disturb my breathing pattern.
Yeah.
I think that was the reason.
What do you have for lunch today?
Chili.
I have lasagna.
Ooh.
From Stouffer's.
No, my wife makes a really good veggie lasagna.
I know. I need to look up some recipes for veggie lasagna. I've been in the mood to make them. My mom makes a killer veggie lasagna, so I'm probably going to say, Mom,
last time
how you do that?
My wife made it was spinach.
Yeah.
She used instead of meat.
Yeah.
And then instead of she used red sauce, but also the stuff they put on top of bruschetta, the tomato garlic olive oil mix. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I want to do that. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was a solid episode. I was really tickled by that. It's rare that I'll text you, oh man, this is so great, but I texted you last night for that women's segment. I thought it was really good.
Ricky Scurvy asked, "Hey Larson, you going to buy the New Day shoes that dropped this Friday? Very limited release. If I can, I will. They're actually pretty affordably priced, and it's only like $65.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Who's manufacturing them?
Fila.
Oh, interesting. That's cool. Right on.
Oh, Jeffrey Nguyen says, if I can grab some 10.5s, I'll get Steven Larson a pair. That'd be pretty awesome. Because he's going to go for the release in New York.
Jeffrey Nguyen's going to be on a plane. I think he said in chat later on today.
Cool.
Tomorrow morning. Going to New York Friday. He's going to New York Friday. He's going to wear the All Over Slow Wolf shirt Friday.
Nice.
To the Okada and Ibushi meet and greet, maybe takeover.
Awesome. Please do.
I love it.
Jeffrey's the best.
Wayne Maker in all caps, meaning he's crazy and yelling like an old man, says veggie lasagna is the work of the devil.
No, it's good, man.
He's on one, man. I love it. I think it's great.
Alex C., anyone ever had it where you feel a bit off for a day or so, and then the next day you do like a 10-second long fart and then feel all better? Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. Zach Stolpa says yesterday's dinner was enchiladas. I'll say this, probably the most underrated Mexican food. I rate that so high. That's literally every time I go to Mexican food, I get enchiladas. I had some, they were spinach enchiladas verde at Carmelita's.
That means the green sauce.
Oh, man, they were so good.
Good tomatillo sauce.
Oh, man, it was amazing. Enchiladas are great, dude. I'm all about enchiladas.
Here's the thing. It's all dependent on the sauce. The sauce is good, enchilada will be good.
Yeah.
If the sauce is crap, enchilada's not going to be good.
I don't know if I've had like bad enchiladas before.
I've had bad enchiladas.
Oh, man, they're so good.
See, Joseph McGinnis makes a good point. Chimichanga, best. Chimichanga's a deep-fried burrito.
Yeah, that's what I generally make. But boy, I don't know. Yeah, those are really good. I don't know. There's a lot of good. I love Mexican food. So good.
It is good.
Oh, man, can't go wrong with any of that. A nice quesadilla. I'll be honest. You know what's funny? So like,
I don't like cheese, so quesadilla is non-starter for me.
So Taco Bell's trash. We agree on that.
Yes.
It's complete trash, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Their quesadilla is better than most restaurant quesadillas.
Interesting.
Restaurant quesadillas are usually terrible.
Do they use real cheese, or is it cheese product at Taco Bell?
Oh, fuck. I don't know, whatever gross radioactive chemical they use.
Product, yes.
But their sauce is really good.
Yeah.
But like most restaurant quesadillas are crap. They're not like greasy and gooey and, oh, look at all this stuff. Whereas Taco Bell, it's like filth and it's great. But you can't say that about anything else Taco Bell makes. Like, restaurant stuff is infinitely better than trash, right? But the quesadilla at Taco Bell is so fucking good. And in fact, you go to Del Taco, get a quesadilla, it's horrible.
Really?
It is so bad. Not a lot of places do good quesadillas.
I don't eat quesadillas, so I don't know anything about that.
Well, I mean, they're just so simple. It's just like a tortilla and cheese.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you can get some meat in there sometimes.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can get you
Chicken
can do
or
that.
Beef, whatever.
But like, man, Taco Bell's theirs like, oh, it's all gooey and good?
Jeffrey Nguyen. I love a good fish taco. I agree with that. It's freaky screwy. Isn't everything from Del Taco horrible? No.
What?
Most of the menu items from Del Taco are fantastic.
Like, man, you could literally just make Del Taco into its own fine establishment.
Yeah, I'd eat there.
Same menu,
Double the prices. I'd pay it.
Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah, man.
Give me 8 chicken tacos right
great.
now.
Give me a Cali burrito.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyways, let's talk about non-news. And then we'll do
right.
Truth Exposed. We're going to talk about Jimmy Hoffa today.
Yeah.
Here we go, non-news.
Cool. Who does he have going over so far?
He looks like he got a haircut, too.
Anyways, non-news today. What's non-news?
They cut too much off, Brian.
Non-news today. Cody Miles sent us this clip from, I guess, Wrestling
Look
Observer
at that.
Radio.
It's like super short.
Oh, it is short.
Yeah. He's all on his couch.
Awesome. Cody Miles sent us this audio clip of Wrestling Observer Radio, I guess, where Meltzer was talking about all Elite Wrestling and whether they'll offer health insurance to their wrestlers.
Yeah.
And so far, the answer appears to be no, unless you got an office job. If you're one of the executive vice presidents.
Yeah.
Because Meltzer says, well, I talked to Tony Khan about all this.
Yeah.
And they said
Too
not right now.
expensive.
They looked into it.
It's too expensive.
But right now it's too expensive.
They're not a mom and pop shop.
No, they're not.
They're like, where do they stand on Forbes, the Khan family? Where do they stand on the top billionaires?
I think their family's worth is like
60s?
$6 billion. No,
Is it only 6? I thought it was like a lot more than that.
it's like $6 billion.
I'm going to take a look at this.
So Meltzer said, well, they're going to be losing a lot of money early on. They have looked into it, determined it's too expensive right now.
Yeah, 7. Okay. Yeah.
And so no, not out of the gate. Apart from those who have been given office jobs, like Cody, the Young Bucks, Kenny, anybody with a title essentially, they're getting health insurance because they're employees. Otherwise, everybody else is independent contract. I wonder. This is pure speculation. Like there's some talent signed obviously to exclusive deals. Cody, Young Bucks, Hangman Page, I would suppose, Kenny. But I wonder if anybody else is signed to an exclusive deal. Mm-hmm. And if not, they might want. Maybe some of them would want a deal like that at their behest because in the event that All Elite doesn't pan out or whatever, doesn't schedule them on a regular basis, they want the opportunity to go out and still do independent dates. And as such, I mean, if All Elite gets to the point where they're making enough money, they sign more people to exclusive deals, and they're not giving their exclusive talents benefits, I'd be very surprised and a bit disappointed. But to those who have non-exclusive deals, I guess to a certain extent, I can see their rationale in saying, well, you're not a full-time employee with us. You're not working full-time with us because you're not working exclusive. Therefore, we don't feel like we have to extend any additional benefits to you. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because while, say Joey Janela, for instance, I don't know. I think his deal included the opportunity to go work dates outside of All Elite. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, he's not working full-time for All Elite. And it's similar to if you're working 37 hours for a company, you're not technically working full-time. Mm-hmm. So therefore, they don't have to give you anything in terms of benefits. Yeah. Crappy, but I can see the justification there. Yeah. But if anybody signs to exclusive deal with All Elite and not getting health insurance, I think that'd be kind of bogus.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, on one hand, so much of it is just perception. It kind of depends. If this becomes a big deal, then even for WWE, they're going to want to think about changing their business practice, because if the fans won't let this go, mm-hmm. and seemingly, I don't know, the response that I've seen on Twitter, there's the people that I know, the people that like we're friendly with on Twitter, and a good chunk of fans are like, yeah, this is messed up. They should totally do this. Mm-hmm. But there's always those people, and I don't get this mindset, dude. I mean, maybe I understand it from the perspective of people who maybe aren't doing great in life or whatever. It's like people who argue against McDonald's workers making more money. It's like, what does it matter to you?
Exactly.
Let's say you're a guy who's like, Oh, no, I don't think McDonald's workers should be making more. All they're doing is flipping burgers. Number one, fast food is difficult fucking work. That sucks, man. My sister worked KFC for a spell.
Especially when you make minimum wage where you're making $7 an hour, yeah.
And it's like, wait a second. Do you have any stake in
well,
McDonald's
God forbid
or
you
what
pay
these...
a quarter more for your shitty hamburger.
Right? It's like, what do you... Hey, your Burger King is going to bring they're going to do an Impossible
Whopper. I know. I'm excited about
fucking hyped about that.
You had an Impossible Burger
I
before?
have not. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good?
It was all right. Do you remember after we went to the second Long Beach New Japan show?
Yes.
We had dinner, you, me, my wife, and James at that place in Long Beach.
Yes.
And I got a veggie burger.
Is that where Vincent Palmieri was there?
Yes.
Okay.
And they had a veggie burger there that I could not tell the difference.
Really?
Texture, exact same.
Wow.
Flavor, pretty much the exact same. It was incredible.
Wow.
They might have just fooled me and gave me a regular meat burger instead of the veggie burger. But that was like the best veggie burger I've ever had in terms of being a facsimile of a meat burger.
Interesting.
Impossible Burger, the texture's pretty spot on. They got food coloring in there so you can cook it rare and it's still pink in the middle.
Yeah.
Taste-wise isn't bad, a little salty. But they're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but well, apparently this is and I don't know when did you have the Impossible Burger?
Oh, it's like 6 months ago, the first time or so.
Okay, so apparently they've also
changed the recipe. I saw that. I read the thing on
they've
CNN.
made it even more but better.
Yeah,
and that's the one that Burger King's getting. They said we only want the creme de la creme here for Burger King.
Yeah,
so I'm hyped about that. I think it's
too.
great.
Me too.
I'm going to Burger King every day.
Yeah.
They'd be like, Steve, you can't eat that many fries. What?
These
are Impossible fries.
These are impossible. I mean, they're vegetarian, yes, because potatoes are always vegetarian.
Oh, man.
So anyways, I don't know. It'd be a wait and see.
It's a perception thing. Do you want to go out there and say, we're changing the world? What about health insurance? Man, it's sort of not industry standard, so we're not changing that much of the world.
Yeah, I know.
But the idea that, well, they've looked into it, but it's too expensive. They're billionaires, you know?
Well, Zach Stope asked here in chat, how much would it cost for WWE to offer health insurance to all 200 plus of their talent? Millions. A lot of money. But especially when this TV deal rolls in, they're going to have a lot of money anyways. They could take you think they can take all that Saudi Arabia money and buy and get health insurance for all their talents?
Well, there's a couple of questions here. Number one, I'm assuming their health insurance would be more than normal health insurance.
Yeah, because there's higher risk involved. Yes, I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically...
It's a rough lifestyle.
You go out there and you get into a car wreck every night, 200 nights a year. So there's that. But I also wonder...
But also, when you buy in bulk, you leverage the risk across a larger group of people, yes.
I also wonder if you take... WWE, where it ranks in terms of other companies. You take 50 companies on either side of the spectrum that are in the same vicinity of revenue.
Yeah.
And what they how many employees those companies have, and what kind of health insurance they offer. You want to probably, I would think that it's. I mean, I've worked for my fair share of companies. I mean, I worked for Kinko's. I don't know where Kinko's would have stood in terms of, what their revenue was circa 1998 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got health insurance there. I don't know. I mean, I would think that they would want to be in line with any other company.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Vince McMahon was simply taking advantage of the fact that, of taking advantage of his workers, taking advantage of the law, and what he can get away with, and not offering his people health insurance. This was pointed out yesterday also in response to the John Oliver thing. WWE has been taken to court, and the courts have sided with WWE. The law is very, very lenient towards businesses and helping them turn a dollar and a cent. And that's just sort of the case. They say that independent contractors can't be pivotal to your business doing business, but I mean, they don't make any business stick to that.
I know.
I'm kind of curious as to when any business has been taken a task for using independent contractors versus employees.
Yeah.
Is there another precedent out there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I don't know. If it becomes a thing, then it's going to change how WWE does business, and the way WWE does business might be sort of become the industry standard because they're the WWE. They are the industry standard.
Alex C. says it does need bearing in mind that WWE do have a big pool of employees. They already get insurance and pensions before we make a small pool of high earners. So imagine anybody actually employed by WWE would at the very least get health insurance, and they might get a 401k, whether WWE matched any contribution or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first time I ever had company health insurance, any sort of retirement, was when Mishima started offering it.
You did work for Stars, right?
Not for Stars. It was for a production company that was contracted with Stars.
Were you a freelancer with them, or were you an employee?
No, I was an employee, but at that, I didn't get insurance.
Yeah. Were you full-time?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. These days, that's required because of
probably.
Obamacare, but I know they're trying to dismantle all
I mean,
that
that was
stuff.
in 2001, too.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But I if in 3 or 4 years' time, assuming All Elite can do well enough, I would think they'd have to. I would hope they would have to say, all right, well, exclusive talents, we'll give you benefits, because then that's one of the draws to people to sign there exclusively.
Well, okay, that's the other thing too, is because healthcare is such a big issue, especially here in the States these days. That will become another point of, it's like, man, if WWE wants to lock any of these guys down right now, offer employee health insurance.
Offer a system like the NFL has that John Oliver mentioned, where it's not just health insurance while you're there. There's a fund to pay medical expenses after you've retired.
Yeah. You're going to change the perception of your company very quickly because that's one thing that a lot of people say is, man, I want to be with my family. I want to be with my family. Well, one thing more important than being with your family is providing for your family.
Yes.
And, if you want to do that, health insurance.
Yeah. Wayne
top way
Maker
to
says
do it.
it's so weird to hear this healthcare issue still going on in America. Got shit tons of guns and no free hospitals.
I was speaking of that. It's funny. I was watching because of the whole Brexit thing yesterday. I put on, and I know Wayne Maker and Alex, you're going to take me to task for this, but I don't have access to the BBC here. The only British news I have access to, unfortunately, is Sky News, which I know is owned, I think, by Rupert Murdoch.
Oh, dear.
But I don't know. I've never noticed any right-wing lean on Sky News. So I don't know. I watch it. I hear British accents. I don't know who's who.
There's no streaming BBC?
Not easily available.
Oh, all right.
I tried on their website and it says not available in this area, and that's as far as I went.
Interesting.
And then I went over to Pluto TV because they have Sky News. So he says it's not that bad. I don't know. I mentioned, I think it was with Dan. I think it was Nerd Cubed. I mentioned he was like, "Oh, Sky News, it's owned by Rupert Murdoch." I'm like, okay, Dan, calm down. They're not pushing propaganda, I don't think. But they were talking about the rash, the epidemic of knife crime that they're trying to get rid of. I'm like, I wish we were at that point where we were just talking about knife crime, where 3 football hooligans knifed each other, and then Theresa May had to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would love for that to be the case over here.
Wayne Maker says you need a TV license to view BBC in the States, because that's how BBC is paid for. People have a TV license.
They have a license. Yeah. It's so weird. He says it's the papers that are worse than the channels in the UK. Yeah, I sort of understood that.
The Daily Mails and all that.
Yeah.
The Mirror.
Yeah. The Mirror, yeah. The Guardian. The Sun. Isn't the Sun one
Sun
of them?
Wasn't there's another one, too.
I heard this thing on NPR that said there was a poll taken across Europe, and each of the countries' citizens were polled as to how much confidence they have in their print press.
Yeah.
And England,
Yeah.
all the way down at the bottom in the trash. Not a lot of confidence over there.
Cody Miles says BBC is on YouTube TV is $40
Oh, really? That's interesting.
for all the channels.
Is USA Network on YouTube TV?
Who knows?
What is this? Did I get called the jury duty? What is this guy?
Oh, dear.
I don't know. Lacey just sent me some. She always does this to me.
Something with no context.
Well, kind of. Let's see here.
Well, the jury summons is pretty self-evident.
I don't know, man.
What?
Some for me from the United States Courts. Office of the Clerk, United States District Court.
Oh, that's federal jury duty.
Federal jury duty?
Yeah, I got one of those ones.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, man.
He called in for like a federal court.
What?
Well, continue reading.
What happened? No, it's she gets the printout of what we got in the mail.
Oh, all right.
Scan. Oh yeah, it says participant number.
Yeah, that's jury duty.
Okay, so what was your experience with that?
I just got out of it. I think at the time I was. God, what was the situation? Was that when I was? Oh, is this because we're self-employed? I just said, well, I can't take time off because it'd be too much of a financial hardship.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
true.
Yeah, sure.
So
I did that last time I got real jury
so
duty.
I got excused. Yeah.
Man, wow, interesting. Where was the where you were supposed to report to?
Somewhere in Sacramento.
Somewhere downtown?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. Oh my goodness gracious. It's funny. So I'll tell you guys my jury story if you want to hear that. Because Alex C here says you need to pretend to be a massive racist. That gets you off jury duty. So I don't have the balls to do that because here's the thing. To do that, you have to be okay sitting in a jury pool in front of a judge and two lawyers, a prosecutor and defense attorney,
yes,
and his client, of course. And this is what I did when I had jury duty because it was soon after we got laid off.
Yeah,
it was soon after we got laid off.
Yeah, I think
Bama was still pretty fresh.
I had to do jury duty. I got called in once before we got laid off, but I'll tell my story separately.
So we got in there, and they started doing the thing where they're asking questions of the jury pool, right? Now, one thing about me is that I keep things honest, right? Mm-hmm. I'm old, and so I tend not to go where the rest of the group is going just for the benefit of it. A lot of people just want to go where the group is going.
Yeah.
So one of the questions posed was, would you want yourself as if you're here standing on trial,
yeah,
would you want somebody like you to be a juror? A lot of people, oh yeah, no, I'm very fair, and I said no, because I tend to think about things way too much, and on top of that, I don't think you're above lying to win, and I don't think you're above lying to win. I said that. And then they asked, okay, everybody, they said, everybody in the jury pool, do you think you can tell when somebody's lying? And everybody raised their hand and said yes. And I said, no. How am I supposed to know if somebody's lying to me? That doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. And then they asked, and I didn't bring this up, but they asked everybody, who here knows somebody who's been imprisoned sometime in the last 6 months? And like half the people raise their hands. And I'm thinking to myself, if y'all know who's lying to you, you're not going to be hanging out with felons. So you don't know if somebody's lying to you. So I said, no, I don't know if I'm. And then the last thing they asked, which got me kicked off, I think, was because the deal was this. The defendant he was on trial for beating up an old person in a hardware store, but he was with a friend. And then the cops were going to come and do testimony, or they were going to testify, or whatever. And they said, do you take the word of a cop, of a police officer? Do you think they're trustworthy?
Yeah. One
old man raised his hand and said, oh yeah, it's their job to defend and protect. And I raised my eyes. No, I don't. I think that they have a lot on the line, and they will lie to get what they want. We go to lunch. I come back. Mr. Buell, you can go.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Here, you can go.
I was in the pool for, I think it was like a drunk driving case, and they were like tailoring the question to find people who had strongly held opinions one way or the other about drinking and driving. And they asked the question: does anybody feel really strongly about it? Yeah, you shouldn't do it. like if you're drunk, you shouldn't be driving. Yeah. Period. Full stop. And there's another question, and I raised my hand. I was like, no. Yeah. You're excused.
Yeah.
So if you just have if based on the case you have like a really strong opinion one way or the other, they'll probably excuse you.
Well, yeah, one lady in front of me, because there were things about elder abuse here, because this dude beat the crap out of an old person, and one lady was like, "Yeah, no, I work in an old folks' home, and I'm really sensitive about that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to see pictures of that."
Yeah, she gets excused.
She was excused. But no.
If you give middle of the road, as you said, just answers because you're going along with everybody else, and you're
so many people. That's one thing I know is everybody wanted it's like that weird validation. Like they're all the authority figures, and so you want their validation. And I'm like, I'm going to tell it how it is. And here's the thing. Like, we weren't really doing anything at the time. Like, we were still figuring shit out.
Yeah. You could have taken the time a couple days.
I probably could have done that. And I wanted to. I legitimately wanted to be on the in the jury. But I also didn't want to freaking lie to kick it, you know?
Yeah, just for the experience.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, man, I'm going to tell it like it is. You're a liar. You're a liar. And
everybody here has the potential to be a liar.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And cops sure as shit are liars.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Joseph McGinnis says, no truth exposed today. We got kind of sidetracked.
We just exposed our own truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, maybe we'll do Truth Exposed on Thursday. I have a video loaded up. It's a Jimmy Hoffa video.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to unpack with the Hoffa.
Yeah, there's a lot to do with Jimmy Hoffa. With Jim Hoffa.
Waymaker says, I think Larson would be a great juror. Steve, on the other hand, would just be supervised at all times.
No, man, I could be a foreman. I'd be in there. I really legitimately wanted to be in there.
That's something I want
talking
to do.
about
That's something
stuff.
I want to do when I retire, is be on a jury.
Yeah.
I have all the time to.
Yeah, absolutely.
To do it.
Yes, and I think jurors should be a career. I think there should be professional jurors.
Well,
to be
there
honest
definitely
with
should be more financial incentive for people to want to do it instead of
Yeah.
getting paid $5.
Yeah, I know exactly. I agree with that, Patrick Sparks. A fair jury should have a mixture of opinions so you can debate all sides of the case. I wouldn't want a bunch of. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would want me, because I don't want a bunch of idiots who are just going to go along with stuff.
Yep.
All these dullards who think that cops are the final say on things. And there's plenty of great cops out there. I'm not talking shit about cops, but one of our friends, his wife is a defense attorney, a public defender. And I love picking her brain whenever we see each other.
Interesting, yeah.
It's fascinating. And she just, so many stories. People, dude, they have a job to do. You think they're going to go in there and just tell the truth? No, they're going to do their job.
They'll go in there and tailor the truth to fit their own ends. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Why are they going to go in there and make themselves look bad? So, their job is to put people away.
That's the job
man.
of the prosecutor, is to tailor a narrative to lead to a conviction.
Yeah.
It's the job of the police to tailor their narrative to get an indictment. It's the job of the defense to tailor the narrative to hopefully get their client, keep their client out of jail.
Yep.
It's all about tailoring narratives.
Ricky Scurvy says, speaking of Truth Exposed, I saw a Ghost Adventures episode about Skinwalker Canyon.
My wife watches Ghost Adventures.
That shit is crazy, even if it's fake.
But the one with the mine in it? I feel like there's one with the mine.
That sounds right. Anyways, I'm going to eat my lasagna.
I'm going to have my chili.
All right. Thanks so much.
Hot links in it, too.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I like that we got a new patron named My Butthole. That's great.
The patron after your heart, Steve.
Yeah, it really is, exactly. Anyways, thanks so much. We'll talk to you guys.
Zach Stoba says the lawyer's job is to win.
The lawyer's
job.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's a tailored narrative to get the ends they want. Yeah.
Because I asked my friend's wife about that once. And I sort of dance around a little bit because she's very into, there's so many hard luck cases out there. It's like a lot of people are just down on their luck and they turn to crime, and that's how it is in this country. They're in many countries. And I was like, I feel kind of bad about like letting people off that, did something bad. She was like, we all have rights. And I just make sure that they know their rights, and I'm utilizing their rights in their favor. And the rest is not up to me. So, yeah. Anyways, but it's like 90% of the time they're guilty and they get sent away. Yeah. There's not a whole lot of, the serial killer got off. That didn't really happen.
Yeah.
So, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Till next time.
Goodbye.
Right.